Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to show you how not to do things and how to make an absolute mess. Hi, I'm Drew. Welcome to my modest mansion. So a month or so back when I went ahead and put this blower on the tractor, a lot of people said they wanted to see it in action. And well, today's your lucky day. So of course we got another snowstorm where we got more than we're supposed to get. We're supposed to get 1 to 3. And this is like wet, heavy snow, so it's already packed down to maybe 5 inches, 6 inches, something like that. So, and of course, I took the blower off, in case you couldn't tell. It's actually really easy to go on and off if you have the proper hardware, like shoulder bolts. So I went ahead and ordered those. They haven't come in yet, but the one thing I don't like about this blower, when you lift it up, it only comes up about 1 inch. So it pretty much renders the tractor useless for anything but blowing snow, because I've tried to use it a couple times with my little trailer, and the blower will end up digging into the hills or, you know, the uneven ground, and you end up getting stuck. So I was using the tractor for to gather some firewood, so I took it off just to make things easier. And of course we got this snowstorm, so we're gonna go ahead and put this back on the tractor real quick and get blowing. So there's a pull chain. There's 2 of them. One of them isn't used for this model of tractor. That one fell off in the last storm that we had. And then there's a tensioner for the actual belt drive to the auger. That one fell off while I was out in the woods, apparently. So now I have no chains, and the cotter pin was with the chain. So we are just gonna adapt and overcome. Ouch. Just not like that. We got it. We're gonna go blow some snow now. So as you just saw, the old LT2000 works great for blowing snow. My biggest issue that I've had so far is traction. With the blower up, you can't get traction with the rear wheels. With the blower down, you can't get traction with the front wheels. How do you get more traction? Weight. No, I'm not talking weight. I'm talking weight. So we're gonna be loading the tires in this. I'm gonna do front and back just because I have the issues with the steering. So hopefully that'll help out a little bit. I don't know if it will or not, but because with that blower, you can actually lift the front end of the tractor right off the ground. So maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. I also did get a set of proper wheel weights for this, thanks to my friend Paul. So we're gonna be adding the wheel weights as well, and that should hopefully help us out quite a bit. So I'm going to be using RV antifreeze. There's other liquids that you can use that weigh more than this. This is, I think it's about the same as water. So 8 pounds per gallon. Things like beet juice, they can get up to like 10, 11 pounds per gallon. So, but they're a little more expensive. I think beet juice is like your best option. If you want something that's going to be heavy and safe, I would go with beet juice, but it's a little more pricey. This, I forget what this was. It wasn't too expensive, like $2 a gallon or something like that. I don't know how much it's gonna take. I got 15 gallons, hopefully that's enough. I think it should be. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be using. I've watched a few videos of people loading tires, and a lot of people seem to use a sump pump and just kind of like take the valve core out and pressurize the tire, and then you gotta stop and let the pressure out. I'm gonna try a different route. I haven't seen it done. That doesn't mean it never has been done. Maybe there's a reason you don't see it done. So my plan is to use my trusty vacuum pump, and we're gonna suck all the air out of this tire and hope that it doesn't break the bead. That's the only thing I'm unsure about. If it breaks the bead, then this is all over with. But if it doesn't break the bead and we're able to suck all the air out of it, this should work perfect and be fairly quick. But we'll see. This could be a total failure. So this tubing that I'm using, it's just stuff I picked up at Lowe's. It's 1/2-inch OD, 3/8 ID tubing, and it fits over the rubber part of the valve stem pretty good. And it actually fits pretty good over the nipple on the vacuum pump. So yeah, and once we get the air sucked out of it, I'll just crimp it off. We'll put the funnel over the end of it and start pouring in some antifreeze. Oh, whoa, hey. It's been a hot minute since I used this, so. Look at it go. So you can hear the pump change tone. That means that it's pulled a pretty good vacuum on it. Has anyone seen my blowtorch? Oh, right where I left it. Feeling this is gonna go quick. It'd be a lot better if I could get a bigger funnel on there. That took way more antifreeze than I thought it was going to. So I stopped at 7.5 gallons. Typically people only fill these to 75% full, which is if you put your valve stem at 12 o'clock, then and let it drain back out until it stops, and then that'd be 75%. And that leaves you a little air cushion there so that you have a little bit of give in the tires so that you're not killing your back completely. I don't know where exactly that puts us. You can see the water level right there. So we're close. We might be a little bit more than 75%, so. All right, good news is now my hands will never freeze. So now you can put air in there. So we're gonna move on to the other side. Now you can see it's definitely heavier on this side now because the whole tractor's tipping this way. So we're gonna get set up on the other side and basically do the same process. All right, so we changed things up a little bit. Instead of the funnel, I just took one of the gallon jugs and I cut the top part of it off so I can dump more coolant in. And then we'll just, once we get a vacuum on it, we'll stick it down in there and it'll just start sucking it right in the tire. And I think that'll be a lot nicer than having to keep that little tiny funnel full. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start sucking this tire down and start filling it up with coolant. Oh gosh. Well, duh. So that's what I was a little bit afraid of. So I think when I sucked the air out of that one, I got a little bit too greedy. It had started leaking before I even started putting fluid in. So if you kind of watch it as you're sucking it in, you know, it kind of creases and you can actually see it start to pull away from the rim. So keep an eye on it as you're sucking it out. When it starts getting to that point, stop, let it suck in whatever antifreeze you can, because that kind of sucked. You guys might think I'm dumb for this next move, but I'm gonna pull the valve core back out, suck the air out of it again and try again. Oh yeah, and note to self, you can't put air in it until you got the core in there. That went well. Stupid is as stupid does. Take a minute and regroup here. So now that we figured out how not to do this, this is probably why I've never seen this done before. It worked good on the other tire, but this is working just as good. It's just not as fast or fun. So what I'm doing now is sitting here on the old F350. And for those of you that are new to the channel or new to my videos and you're wondering what the deal is with this, it's been in the background of a few of the videos on this channel. This is my 91 F350 and we put a Caterpillar engine out of a school bus in it. I have another channel that has all these videos on it if you want to check that out. So anyways, basically all I did was sit here on the tire of the truck and use my foot to push the air out of the tire. And once you get some of the air out of the tire, dump a little coolant into here, take your foot off, and then just keep feeding it. All right, so I think that's all she's gonna take. It's definitely heavier. Okay, in case I wasn't covered enough already. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys learned something with me. Just because you haven't seen something or seen someone else do it online before doesn't mean it's a bad idea. That's why I gave this a shot. I thought that it might work. At work, we actually have a thing called an airlift that you use on cooling systems. And it's basically the same exact thing. You pull a vacuum on the cooling system and then it just sucks the coolant back in. And it's way quicker than dumping it in. And it also avoids air pockets in the cooling system. And that was kind of where I got the idea from, to suck the air out of the tires. It did work really well on this tire on this side, because once you get that vacuum pulled, it just sucks the coolant right in. And you could actually fill it just about to 100% to capacity using that method. But the rear tires took about 7.5 gallons each. Front ones maybe like 3 gallons each. Things got kind of frustrating there. And I took like 3 weeks off before I filled the front tires. Then I just didn't film any of it. But the front tires I didn't vacuum down, I just pushed the air out of and let it suck the coolant back in. It definitely made a huge difference in the snow. We didn't have too many more storms that I had used the blower for, but the few that we did, it was a noticeable difference. I did do quite a bit of firewood out here in the woods, and this made a massive difference out here in the woods. It was 6 inches of kind of crusty snow, and this just trued right through it. And without the weight, I probably would not have been able to do as much firewood as I did. As it was, I ended up having to give up on it with all the snow on the ground. I guess that's what happens when you wait until December to start gathering wood. This was a cheap and easy way of doing this. You know, the only tools I really needed were the vacuum pump and the hose. And you don't even really need the vacuum pump. You can just, if you're just gonna push some of the air out and let it suck it back in, which was my main reason for doing this. I didn't want to spend money on pumps, special connectors to go on the valve stem and all that stuff. Used what I had, made it work. So with 15 gallons in the back and 6 in the front, it's about 170 pounds worth of liquid. Then we got the wheel weights in there as well. Definitely makes a big difference. Now I just need mud flaps or something. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. We'll see you in the next one.
Do I have any volunteers to come next week to change my plaques for me?